Hey, so today I thought I'd really discuss about freedom, right? Freedom is so dear to all of us. Humans, we crave for freedom in every single aspect. Now, when we really do not like something, it only means that we're not free about it, right? We don't like a certain job, we don't like a certain situation. That's because we are not free of those situations. Some people have to work regardless of them not wanting to work. They do not like the atmosphere and everything, right? We humans are always trying to break out of something that's not aligning with us, and that's why we're not free. If we chose freedom, we would really be doing things that's of importance and meaning to us rather than just doing things for the sake of doing them, right? Now, when we submit to something that's really not aligning with us, when it does not have, we do not have our hearts in it, right? We are basically victims to those situations. We at all levels, humans are not very happy within themselves because they're not free. Freedom is not what we have been taught. Freedom for a human runs much, much, much deeper. Now, today I really want to tell you about freedom versus being a victim or victimhood, right? Freedom is just separating yourself from a certain situation, a certain something that's really bothering you, and it's not a good vibration. You do not feel good about it. Simple as that. Now, that is freedom to you when you do not feel bothered by anything. You are free. You're not answerable to anything. You know in your being that you are fine. You're fine. You're not answerable to anything, and you can do anything you want. Now, that would mean freedom. And just the opposite of freedom is victimhood. Now, if there's a certain situation that you have faced before and you could not let go of it completely, and you always think in terms of, this happened to me, that person did this to me, and things like that, things of that nature, where you give your energy willingly thinking about a certain thing that probably had a negative effect on you, and you base all of your reality on that one thing that happened. Let's say you evolved from a weird situation, but now you're not letting it go completely. Instead of saying that was in the past, it does not describe me, it does not describe my today, I have evolved from it. Instead of saying that, you would probably be like, that happened to me and that made me this. Or you'd be like, that person did that to me, it was a weird relationship, it was not good, it was a bad job. But you just don't let it go, because if it's in the past, then you just don't let it go and let it be. You will mostly carry it within you however you felt that situation when it happened for you, right? If it was a bad experience, you still take it within you. Saying that it was a bad experience is different than sitting there and living those memories, living those moments, and really putting yourself in this situation of just feeling so bad, so tired. It only means that you have not healed from the situation, but you're trying to forget something that has happened to you. Well, that's not possible, because you cannot forget something. You can only transform how you felt about that, and that transformation happens only with healing. Now, that would be a different video. I would tell you about the difference between healing and forgetting, right? You some people in a relationship say, I try to forget that. You can't forget that, because it happened to you. You can only evolve from it in a different way and give it a different meaning. So every single time you are bound to a situation, if you still haven't evolved from it, let's say a certain person had a bad relationship, and if that person is still years after that, months after that, months, I understand it takes time to heal, but years after that, if you just keep saying that it happened to me, I was a victim, I was treated this way, that way, it was bad, but every single time you keep saying that and you keep reliving it, instead of acknowledging that in the present moment wherever you are really far from that situation, and that situation has nothing to do with you in the present moment. You are completely harmless and away from it. And so you can rest knowing that fact that it happened for a reason. Probably there was a better outcome for you. You had to move out of a certain situation because it did not serve you good. Now, if you had just, victimhood is, imagine it like a leash around you, just as we do those cruel things to our animals here, right? We put a dog around a leash and then we tie it somewhere. It's exactly like that. Imagine there's a pillar next to you, and that pillar is all of your memories and the situation, the person, whatever, and you're tying yourself, you're chaining yourself to that pillar and not letting go of it. Now, if you do not let go of it, you are willing to stay in that situation, and if you haven't learned what that situation had to offer you, you will not evolve. Hence, any, be it big or small, you will never feel free within your being. It's like you're walking around with a huge a blob, a dark blob around you, that's really heavy, dark, intense, unwanted energy. That's how it works. If it was a pleasant feeling in your heart, you would feel so free and so happy, but you're not feeling that. You have to let go of it. Now, I understand letting go is hard, but why I say, you cannot be a victim. Someone who is a victim, the simple meaning of being a victim is being powerless. I don't mean, power. I mean the power of your divine being, the power of you within yourself. It just means that someone has completely given out their light, completely giving up on purpose without acknowledging that they're doing this, giving up their power. You know what happens? You become like a puppet when you are not in your own power. You become like a puppet. So any situation, any kind of low vibrational situation, any person that wants to manipulate you now can easily do that, because when you're a victim, you do not connect yourself to your power, your higher source. And so what ends up happening is, it's so easy for, again, unwanted energies and thought patterns, they bring you even more down when you're in a victim mentality. Victim mentality is the worst kind of thing, and from there is when different disorders start developing, PTSD, depression, sadness, always feeling low, not wanting to evolve, not wanting to work on yourself. All of this basically start from victimhood. Being a victim, saying that, it's just like, you make yourself so little every single time you think of the same story. You're just doing that to yourself. And just the opposite of that, unhooking yourself, breaking that chain, unleashing yourself from whatever was that was bothering you, is nothing but freedom. Freedom, before we seek it from outside, it comes from within. Because when you're free from within, you will not be listening to any of these unwanted situations. You will not give your energies there. I really hope this helps. And I love you. Much love, and God bless.